Hello, welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Thelma Okoro. The committee set up by the Nigerian Senate to investigate the controversy surrounding the alleged missing 2016 budget is expected to submit its report on Thursday. This was disclosed by the Senate President Bukola Saraki while he was addressing a motion raised by a PDP Senator, Eyinaya Abaribe, asking the Senate to clear the air on the missing budget. In his reply, the Senate President said that the House would only look into the matter after the committee set up to investigate the issue had submitted its report on Thursday. The Senate also announced it would debate the 2016 budget from Tuesday and that lawmakers would receive copies of the document by Thursday. No fewer than 13 people were killed in a suicide bomb attack inside a mosque in the far northern region of Cameroon on Wednesday. The morning attack, which is the latest attack in an area beset by violence, is suspected to be carried out by Boko Haram members. The group has waged a 6-year campaign for an Islamic state in the northeastern Nigeria. Regional countries including Chad, Niger, Nigeria, Cameroon and Benin set up a task force last year to fight the group as the conflict spilled across their borders, displacing tens of thousands of people. Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed has urged the police to help the military cement its victory against the insurgency by increasing its security network in the areas liberated by the military. The minister made the appeal during a walking visit to the police headquarters in Abuja. He emphasized that it was important for Nigerians to support the war against terrorism, calling for collaboration to effectively wipe out the Boko Haram menace. President Muhammadu Buhari has already declared that the country's military has succeeded in degrading the Boko Haram sect, despite some terrorist attacks carried out by the sect members.
As we have told Nigerians on many occasions, our military has decimated Boko Haram and uprooted them from territories they once controlled. What the terrorists are now engaging are attacks on soft targets, by which I mean highly vulnerable places like markets, motor parks, as well as worship and entertainment centers. Herein lies the important task of the police, the body statutorily given the role of maintaining law and order. The police, leveraging its large network, its huge investigative capacity, and the fact that its personnel reside largely among the people, are now required to step in to protect these vulnerable places. This they can do by working with transport workers, market women, local government councils, police community relations committees, faith-based organizations, community development councils, and other stakeholders. So it's also important for Nigerians as a people to support the war against terrorism and indeed own the war. It is not just a war for the military and other security agencies, but for all of us. May I also use this opportunity of this visit to formally convey to the IG the message from the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria when I met with them last week in Abuja. They asked me to implore the IGP to please provide 24-hour police protection at no extra cost for the premises of the operations. I'm hereby presenting and endorsing their demand.
The security is going to be with immediate effect. But sometimes what we encourage people who who benefit from our services is that those men who work for you, you owe them a duty of care. Yeah. To at least feed them while they are working with you. So if you are not going to pay them money, I expect you should be able to arrange for lunch pack for them so that they don't leave their beats to go and eat or go and drink water while they are supposed to be there. Yeah. So I'm going to work out that with the DIG operations. We are going to do a letter to the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria and other media houses. We're already providing those services, but I think we will now have terms and conditions that will guide our relationship with them.
The Federal Executive Council has approved a $200 million World Bank loan for Lagos State. The loan is expected to be used as infrastructure development in the populous city. Minister of Information Lai Mohammed and Power Works and Housing Minister Babatunde Fashola revealed this on Wednesday after the FEC meeting. The loan is part of a $600 million loan granted by World Bank for roads and other infrastructure development projects in Lagos State, Boltzmann told journalists on Wednesday. Fashola said the first batch of the loan was approved in 2010, but that subsequent batches were reportedly delayed by the last administration for political reasons. Fashola told reporters that the new approval would allow Lagos State complete its very ambitious infrastructure projects. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of Shetima Bukar Abba as the acting executive chairman of the Federal Character Commission, FCC. Chuks Okoli, the deputy director of planning and strategy of the commission, made this known to newsmen in Abuja on Wednesday. Bakar Abba's appointment followed the demise of Muhammad Bello Akali, the former executive chairman of the commission, last Friday. Okoli said that until his appointment on Monday, Bukar Abba, a seasoned civil servant, was a federal commissioner representing Borno State in the commission. He said that the acting executive chairman, who was also a two-time secretary to the Borno State government, had assumed his duty. Former chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Nuhu Ribadu, has denied receiving any money from the embattled former National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki. Dasuki is currently accused of misspending about $2.1 billion meant for the purchase of weapons for the fight against Boko Haram. He has since denied any wrongdoing. In a statement on Tuesday, Ribadu said those trying to plant the story against him in the media should come forward with evidence to suggest that he collected money from Dasuki or he made some refunds to the government. Ribadu also said he did not receive any money from the former NSA, either directly or through a proxy. The Police Service Commission has denied reports of imbalance in its recently released promotion of officers and men of the force. Speaking during a press conference in Abuja, Chairman of the Commission, Mike Okiru, said there was no trace of favoritism in the promotion exercise. The former Inspector General of Police admitted that in the past the exercise may have been lopsided. However, going forward, those irregularities had been corrected. On the issue of policemen for domestic and VIP use, he revealed that the act is illegal and has fed the Nigeria police force unnecessary indignity. He said that the commission has worked out a blueprint of the category of VIPs deserving of such a privilege.
As it is, it has become necessary not just to debunk the falsehood, but to graphically clear all misgivings of any deliberate slant in the exercise. His not list, the President Police Force guided the Commission's decision in the matter uncontrovertible. They inform our promotions and discipline therein. For example, CP Shaib Gambo from Niger State was the most senior CP before a promotion to AIG. The 5 most senior DCPs were promoted to the executive rank of Commissioners of Police. One acting Deputy Commissioner of Police, Sabu Abubakar Yahaya, and an Assistant Commissioner of Police, Aishatu Abubakar, who has a PhD, were both made successive DCs. In the same vein, all the 4 acting Assistant Commissioners of Police were confirmed as successive Commissioners of Police, having served the required length of time. The total number of Chief Inspector of Police, CSP, promoted to ACPs are 20, based strictly on seniority and except for two CSPs were skipped. One was on suspension, the other a disciplinary matter. The rest were all promoted according to seniority. The Commission is not unaware of some chief makers' ploy to cause unnecessary tension and bad blood in the Nigerian police force, all in a bid to cause disaffection, but all we have is a duty to be patriotic. They should be patriotic enough to call a spade a spade.
The Minister of State for Petroleum, Ibe Kachiku, has warned filling stations who fail to comply with the fuel price modulation in the country to be prepared for Tory times. The minister said this during a press briefing in Abuja, where he noted that despite the pump price modulation, some filling stations still sell above the new price of fuel.
I'm seizing this opportunity to give a very last warning to everybody who runs a filling station and everybody who owns a depot. We must go back to what is the price that is approved by PPRA and put in place by PPMC. And that price for PMS, the best of my knowledge, is 650 for non-NNPC stations and 86 naira for NNPC stations. I've asked DPR to oil up their enforcement machine because they're not doing it as well as I wanted to happen. And frankly, effective immediately, they're going to keep in the streets, we're going to have security agencies. If any filling station is found, quite frankly, to be selling product above the right price, we're going to seal those stations. No, first, we're going to sell the products to those stations for free. Then we're going to seal those stations, and I will not reopen those stations for a period of 3 months. If any depot does the same thing, similar things will happen. We cannot afford the lack of continuous discipline in the system when people know what is right to do and just for simple profiteering continue.
We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll look at business and international stories. Please don't go away.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching the Funny White Man Show, which is the biggest, the brightest, and the most entertaining show in Africa.
Funny white man, funny white man, funny white man. But this way you talk, it's too much. Give me 5,000 man, that's you. It's too much. So you get to like, make you move along the street. Yeah, me should like there. I'm going girl. You know, my own people. Actually, yeah, fine. It's fun. I enjoy it, and I'm one of those very few. I'm forever taking it personal. I will say 160 million Nigerians are corrupt. How? My brother, I'm looking for you.
Yeah, but it's a growth, and this is the time to build business and know the pitfalls and know what to do and what not to do. But there are months where you get business and months.
You know how we do, how we train them. We did the way you did.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching Trending Matters on the Funny White Man Show. Of course, we will bring you trending issues just to entertain and tickle your fancy.
Welcome back. You're watching TV360 News now. The global economic and financial challenges of Nigeria's currency persisted on Wednesday as the naira depreciated further at the black market. The local currency hit a new low of 300 naira per dollar on the black market amid a central bank rule to curb dollar supply. Nigerian stocks also fell 3.2% to near a 3.5-year low. The stock index exchange, which has the second highest weighting after Kuwait on the MSCI Frontier Market Index, fell to 25.206 points, dropping to levels last reached in September 2012. The Securities and Exchange Commission say there was 90 billion naira unclaimed dividends at the end of September 2015. Head of Marketing Development Sec Henry Adekule made this known during a sensitization roadshow by the Commission on e-dividend registration. Adekule said the essence of the 3-day sensitization walk was to encourage investors to provide necessary information to enable them to claim their dividends electronically. Crude futures rose on Wednesday for the first time in 8 days, with U.S. oil putting further away from the widely watched $30 per barrel level. U.S. intermediate crude was up 26 cents at $30.72 a barrel, while Brent crude, the global benchmark, was up 20 cents at $31.06 a barrel. Traders and analysts said oversupply and China's slowing economy were the main reasons for the oil price rout, which has put prices down by over 70% since mid-2014. At least 15 people have been killed in a suspected suicide bombing outside a polio vaccination center in the southwestern Pakistani town of Quetta. Many of the casualties are thought to have been police guarding the clinic. Armed guards are routine for polio workers in Pakistan who have been the target of many deadly attacks by Islamic militants in recent years. Militants oppose polio vaccination, saying it is a Western conspiracy to sterilize Pakistani children. Pakistan and Afghanistan are the only two countries where the disease is still endemic. Following widespread reports that Zimbabwe President Robert Mugabe has suffered a heart attack, officials in the country have kept mum on that report. Mugabe's spokesperson George Charambas declined to comment on Wednesday on rumors that the 91-year-old leader had suffered a serious heart attack, saying a response to the latest speculation about his health was, quote, unnecessary. Online Zimbabwe news website ZimEye published a letter on Tuesday by an anonymous author saying Mugabe was reported to have collapsed after suffering a heart attack while on a holiday with his family. The report suggests high-level meetings are being held in case Mugabe does not recover. First Vice President Emerson Mnangagwa, a very powerful former security chief and for decades one of Mugabe's closest allies, stands in line to succeed Mugabe in the event of his death. World Football Governing Body FIFA has sacked the Secretary General Jerome Valk. Jerome Valk is currently suspended from all football activities for his alleged involvement in a scheme to profit from World Cup ticket sales. The Ethics Committee had last week extended his provisional ban by just 45 days. The allegations against Valk originates from former Israeli football player Benny Alon telling a news conference in September in Zurich that he agreed in 2013 to pay cash to Valk to secure plum tickets for the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. The Frenchman has denied any wrongdoing in the case, but the governing body has now decided to dismiss him from his post as its general secretary. Italian giant AS Roma has sacked his coach Rudy Garcia after the club's dismal recent run. His last match, a 1-1 draw with fellow strugglers, AC Milan leaves the club 7 points adrift of the top after a poor run of just one victory in their last 10 matches. Garcia, who won the French Ligue 1 with Lille in 2011, has paid the price for failing to build on his early promise with the Italian club. He led the team to 10 wins in the first 10 league matches of the 2013-2014 season and went on to record consecutive second-place finishes in the Serie A in his first 2 seasons. However, recent results have been woeful and the club have now decided to move in a different direction. We've come to the end of News Now. Thank you very much for joining us. I am Thelma Okoro.